Welcome to the AACFB's 2025 Meet the Web Vendor webinar series. My name is Monica Harper. I'm the Executive Director of the AACFB, and I'll be your host. Our presenters today are Carl Brabander and Lori Walker from IOU Financial. IOU Financial is both a Funding Source member and a gold sponsor of the AACFB, and I'd like to thank them for their support of the association. Before I turn it over to Carl and Lori, I'd like to go over a few things to make this webinar more enjoyable and informative for everyone. During the presentation, you should see a Q&A box that will allow you to ask questions. If you have any questions during the presentation, please submit them in the box and they'll be answered by the end of the webinar. The entire webinar should take no more than 30 to 45 minutes. And for those of you who would like to review this webinar at a later date, it will be posted on the 2025 Meet the Funder page of the website, and it will be emailed out to the AACFB membership. At this time, I will turn it over to Carl and Lori. It is all yours.
Thank you, Monica. And before I begin, I actually want to thank you and congratulate you on the incredible work and the incredible group that you have here with the AACFB. IOU Financial was lucky to attend your last conference, and based on the warm welcome, based on the quality of your group, we decided to become a sponsor. So we're really looking forward to the upcoming event in Austin. And yeah, thanks again, Monica, for setting this up, but also congratulations to you and the whole association for all that you do.
Thank you. Thank you. We love to hear that.
Yeah, definitely. So Lori and I are excited to be here. I'm EVP of Partnerships at IOU Financial. So I oversee the growth of our distribution networks. And as I said, the AACFB conference was a real eye-opener for us. So we're looking forward to Austin. And Lori, maybe you'd like to introduce yourself.
Hi, everyone. I'm Lori Walker. I've been with IOU for just over 10 years now. I am a business growth advisor. I have high knowledge of IOU products, and I also have extensive knowledge of alternative lender products. So I work with quite a few different lenders in the arena that do what we do, but not as well as we do.
Yeah, that's great. Okay, so we're gonna jump into it, and we're gonna take you through today a brief history of IOU Financial. I would ask for a raise of hands who's never heard of IOU Financial, but I'm going to assume some of you haven't, so I'm going to take you through that. Talk a little bit about our product, show you some case studies that really I think illustrate what we bring to the table to both brokers and to equipment financing companies, and speak briefly about the partnership models before we open it up to questions. So, and by the way, Monica, if you get questions along the way that seem pertinent, feel free to jump in and interrupt. It's up to you, but I don't mind being interrupted if there's something, timely. Right. So IOU Financial is a wholesale lender. We originate short-term loans for businesses only, 100%. We do not do revenue-based financing. We do not do lines of credit. We are experts in term loans for business. And we built a reputation since 2009 of being a trusted alternative to banks. So for the growing number of small business owners that were not eligible for a bank loan, back in 2009, I know there's a lot of solutions in the market now, but back in 2009, this was a fairly new field. Our operations are near Atlanta, Georgia, in Kennesaw. We have 100 employees there. And so far, up until the end of last year, we have originated over $1.8 billion in term loans. And you may remember that IOU was publicly traded until 2023. We are now privately held majority by Neuberger Berman. So they've been a great partner to us, and they've helped us expand, invest in product innovation and technology as well. And I'm going to highlight some of that to you. Our clients represent a diverse mix of small businesses, including, but certainly not limited to, construction, manufacturing, healthcare, waste management, medical, dental, spa and wellness, restaurants, hotels, motels, basically across the top 3 credit tiers. So what we call A paper and B paper. Credit score for IOU, I believe, starts at about 650. But as Lori could tell you, we can also offer access to products for clients that are not eligible for the IOU loan. And across all states, as you can see here, the Texas, California and Florida are the three big states for us, but of course we do loans in all but 8 states. There are 8 states that we do not do business in, along with many of our competitors, including Vermont and Nevada, among others. Laurie, jump in if I'm missing anything big here. But we operate nationally, and we're very open to working with a very diverse group of businesses. And I would say, and Laurie, I think you'd probably agree that we have a unique culture at IOU Financial, and it's really the loyalty and the energy that we feel in the group, and the quality of our services has a lot to do with our sense of purpose. We do believe in offering responsible options to small business owners. So we believe in the vision of growing partnerships based on trust, transparency, and product leadership with our partners, with you, all our brokers. We believe in investing in technology and valuing our experience to accelerate the delivery of our term loans. And again, having a purpose of fueling the growth of small business is something that certainly it counts for a lot. I think it helps us sleep at night, and it helps us get up in the morning. And it's good to know that we're contributing in some small way to the creation of opportunities and the support of families in small communities across the country. Okay, a little bit about the IOU term loan product. Yes, it's structured as a term loan. We originate loan amounts starting at $30K and up to $1.5 million. We offer terms of 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, and 24 months. And I can already anticipate the question coming, so I'm going to preempt it. Yes, we have offered 36-month loans. It's been a while, but we're hoping to reintroduce the 36-month product soon. But at the moment, we go up to 24 months. We offer daily, weekly, bi-weekly, and sometimes monthly payments on larger loan amounts. And our buy rates, so the price that the brokers would be working with, start at 1.14 on a 6-month term and go all the way up to about 1.32 over 24 months. We will take a first or a second position, and we will pay off up to 3 existing positions to get there. Some of the features, by the way, that help brokers sell our product to small business owners is that we only do soft credit pulls. We do not file UCC liens on loan amounts up to $500K, and we offer discounts for early repayment. So these are selling points that also, I think, appeal to equipment financing companies that obviously want to maintain their primary position in the credit chain. So we will cooperate, and we will not file UCC liens that could in any way threaten that. We offer full commissions on the full renewal amount, and we work hard to get the renewal. So that's one of the reasons why our brokers do so much business with us and stay with us, is because we have a very high renewal rate, and it creates recurring revenues for our broker partners. We do not churn our loans. We renew them for the broker.
I did want to say too, we actually renew at 40% paid down, and most lenders are at least 50%. So I think that's a big thing for IOU as well.
It is, and I think it also really helps that we start talking to them about renewal when they're at 32, right? So getting them ready for the renewal and getting them primed before anyone else gets a chance to get their claws into them. So, and we do that obviously for selfish reasons, but it also, again, it's something that helps promote loyalty with our broker partners, because we work hard to create those recurring revenues. Okay, we view the term loan as the responsible choice for small business owners, and I'll explain to you what I mean by that. Because we don't require any collateral up front, because we don't file UCC liens against them, and because we help avoid some of the pitfalls or the risks of revenue-based financing options. So, for example, we offer fixed payments. They're not based on revenue. They're not flexible. They are fixed, and they're based on an amortization schedule, just like a term loan should be. They're SBA friendly. I don't know if, for those of you who follow the developments in the regulatory world, the SBA on June 6th is now preventing small business owners from paying off a revenue-based financing option or a merchant cash advance with an SBA loan. But term loans are eligible to be paid off by an SBA loan. So if your merchant one day has a goal of acquiring an SBA loan, our product is compatible with that strategy, which is the responsible goal to have, right? And finally, our product is not limited by the growing number of state level restrictions and disclosure laws. Again, if you read Debanked, or if we follow the news in our industry, Texas and Louisiana are the latest states, I think both in the last month or so, to announce new restrictions on merchant cash advance or revenue-based financing. So in other words, it's not only the responsible choice, but it's easier for the brokers to sell our product, because as you can see on the right here, in our survey that we did this spring, small business owners view the term loan product to be on par in terms of favorability. They view our product to be on par with an equipment financing loan. So our product and the equipment financing product are very compatible. As you can see, the favorability on a short-term loan, or for that matter, equipment financing, is twice as strong as the favorability attributed to a cash advance or to a revenue-based option. So again, we are not only the responsible choice, but we're also the preferred choice of small business owners. Okay, we wanted to share a few case studies to illustrate the types of clients that we love to work with and the approach we take with them. So our first victim here is a small business owner named Evan. Evan came to us in November of last year, and he owns a small business involved in industrial textile manufacturing. He's a business owner equipped with equipment like commercial cutters and sewing equipment, and he bid on and won a massive contract to provide over 500,000 orange aprons to a national home improvement retail network that shall remain nameless. And therefore, he suddenly needed to buy a very large quantity of orange fabric and hire staff to fulfill the orders. So he came to us. We originated a $450,000 term loan and funded him within 4 business days, and gave him biweekly payments over 18 months. And he managed to fulfill the order in about 4 or 6 months and paid us off early. And we've kept in touch, and we're currently talking to him about his next project to expand his business. So we were really happy to help Evan out, and it's a great example of how we particularly love to help a small business owner seize an opportunity. Why don't you tell them about Bill, Lori?
Sure. Bill came to us in October of last year. He owns a grocery and liquor retail location. He needed inventory to prepare for the holiday season, as they all do. He had an existing line of credit with his local bank that he wanted to keep. We were able to close him with an offer for $150,000 over our 12-month term. He chose the biweekly payment option. It was a second position term loan behind his line of credit. One big thing with IOU is with bank line of credits with monthly payments, we do not consider them as a position. So it was first position pricing, second position behind his line of credit. So I wanted to make that known as well. We did fund him in less than 72 hours, and he paid off in 4 months and saved 20% of remaining interest by renewing to invest in the expansion program that he had coming up for his business next after the holidays.
Yeah, I love it when they pay off early and then come back with bigger plans, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's entrepreneurship, that's growth, and that's what we like to see. And those are the types of businesses we like to fund, right? And we're happy for them when they succeed.
Keeping those relationships building.
This one's my personal favorite, and this is an odd one, okay? This is not typical, but I wanted to share the story with you guys, and it's absolutely true. So there's a fellow named JB who lives and works near our office in Kennesaw, Georgia, and he's friends with some of our employees through Little League coaching networks, and we got to know him a little bit. He's a local entrepreneur who had invested in a building and equipment to manufacture and distribute locally his own hot sauce, his own barbecue sauce. And he needed growth capital to expand his marketing and wholesale distribution efforts. So we talked to him, and in the process of getting to understand his business, we realized that we might actually be able to really help each other. And what I mean by that is, in 2023, we gave him a loan, a 24-month loan, but we gave him some very special payment arrangements whereby he pays us back in the form of IOU branded hot sauce bottles. So we helped each other out. We gave him some growth capital, and he provides us with something that we now bring to when we go to meet people like you folks at the AACFB. We like to bring our IOU hot sauce with us because we've noticed that we've become a lot more popular since we replaced the pens and the stress balls with bottles of JB's incredible hot sauce. So we renewed his loan again in March, and I'm happy to report that we did place another order or I should say, collect another payment from him. And I'm going to be bringing that with me to Austin, by the way, Monica. So looking forward to sharing that with everybody. But all that to say that we take a lot of pride in the relationships we build. Our clients give us an average Trustpilot review of 4.9, and that's based on almost 1,000 reviews. So we're very proud of our reputation in the industry. And my favorite one here is in the middle: honest people in a sea of sharks. And Laurie, I'm sure you'd agree, like when we look around, it's true. Like I think we're really good small business advocates, right? And advocates of the responsible choice.
Okay.
And by the way, our brokers love us too. So we track our broker sentiment using a tool called Delighted. And our broker relationships are a reflection of the trust, transparency, and the long-term relationships that we have with them. Okay, so before we get to the questions, just to conclude, we offer two basic partnership models. So I guess most of the guests today here on the webinar are likely to be brokers. So for the brokers, we offer extensive support and a large team for delivering term loan options to you for you to present to your clients. And if and when your client's ready to move forward, we hold their hand through a closing process, and we call them back when it's time to renew, and we work hard to earn your repeat business and to treat your clients right. And on the retail side, if you're an equipment financing company that is solely focused on equipment leases and equipment financing, we do offer revenue models that allow you to monetize your customer base by referring warm leads to us, where we take care of everything for you and simply share the revenues generated with you. But Laurie, maybe you could talk a little bit about how we handle those types of referrals.
Yeah. Basically, we have, applications set up for your leads or your referrals. They come directly into our retail team, and then we handle it from that point forward. So we work with that client and referral directly. We find out what their goals are, what their needs are, and then we gather the documents. We find and present the loan options. And once they're closed, of course, you're paid up front on a commission and so on. But it's a very personable relationship that the retail team builds with those referrals, once again, to keep the renewal coming down the line, as well as to keep the referrals coming from you guys as well.
Yes. So that went by fast, but I feel like that went by really fast. But here we are. Thank you guys very much. We're ready to take your questions, by the way, and open up the chat. I will see you in Austin. For those of you coming to the conference in Austin, I'm looking forward to it. And I guess my concluding thought is that trust is like hot sauce. It makes everything better. So come by, meet us at booth 100 at the conference. And if you get there early enough, I'll have a bottle of hot sauce for you as well from JB.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. Very good.
Well, thanks, Monica. And I would invite anyone on this call to reach out at the email address on the screen. So partnerships@ioufinancial.com is the way to get in touch. And I'd be delighted to further explore any questions or any opportunities you may have in mind.
We do have a couple questions, and before I get to those, I just remind you, if you have questions, please put them in the Q&A box and we will get them answered for you. The first question is, will you fund cannabis businesses or the businesses who sell primarily to the cannabis industry, like supplier of products sold in dispensaries, but don't touch the marijuana?
The short answer, you know what, Lori, feel free to jump in, but I think the short answer is no cannabis, period. Now, if you make plastic packages or something not cannabis related that happens to have cannabis clients, I guess that's different. But if your product has anything to do with cannabis, no, I'm sorry, we don't touch that. And it's not because we're judging anybody. It's just because we have underwriting data that doesn't support it.
Gotcha. I know some also banks won't fund cannabis, just they're prohibited from doing that. So I know a lot of it. It's hard to get it funded. So follow up to that is, does hemp, will you do anything related to hemp, or is that too close to cannabis?
That's a good question. I mean, I don't know. Lori, do you know?
I have not had that question before, so I haven't had the experience of working with someone that sold hemp products.
I mean, as far as I know, hemp is basically an alternative to cotton, so it's really a textile
Right.
material. I don't think it has anything to do with with drugs or recreational use at all. So I would guess that hemp would be just like any other raw material. And if you're manufacturing hemp products or you're distributing hemp products, I would guess we would view that as any other, just like any other consumable product.
Right.
But that's a guess. That's a guess.
Yeah.
Send me an email. I'll find out for sure.
Great. What is the process to becoming a broker partner?
The process is reach out to me at that email address. We'll get your application submitted and we'll run it through our compliance department. We need to do some background checks. And once you get through our compliance department, which shouldn't be a problem, then we will get you to sign a partnership agreement. Once you've signed the partnership agreement, we set you up with your own username and password for the broker portal, where you can submit applications, track the progress of the applications you've submitted. We will assign you an account executive, and we will also allow you to submit applications by email if you prefer. Does that answer your question?
Hopefully.
It shouldn't take long. I would say from application to activation, we're talking about 2 or 3 business days.
Okay. Do you do commissions and referral fees, or both options, or one or the other?
They're both options. I mean, it depends. I mean, for our broker partners, it's commissions, of course. Our brokers include, up to X% commission in the loans that they sell, and that becomes their commission that they earn. For referral partners that don't want to handle the process of application and gathering documents and going back and forth with the client and then ultimately explaining the product to them, for referral partners who would prefer to just send us the client and have us deal with all that, yeah, then we would do essentially a revenue split on the commission earned on any loans originated for you.
Okay.
It would be a revenue split.
Will you do reverses or consolidations of 3 MCAs totaling 1.3 million? That's very specific.
What do you think, Lori? I mean, I did say we would.
That's going to be tough. Typically, rule of thumb is we like to net 50% over what we're paying off.
Right.
So, if we're paying off $500,000, we want them to qualify for $1 million. Right. I wouldn't think we would do something like that unless it's going to be some out of the crazy world exception.
Right.
And, it's going to save them a lot of money and it's going to build a strong relationship. I'm sure we'll look at it, but I can't imagine.
Right. Yeah.
It would fit the guidelines there.
We just can't go high enough, I guess, to do it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Gotcha. How does your commissions work for wholesale as a percentage or adding in points?
How do the commissions work? Sorry, please repeat that, Monica.
How do the commissions work for wholesale as to percentage or adding in points?
Oh, I see. Well, I guess if you want to reach out to me, that's Scott Jordan, right? Scott, if you want to reach out to me, I'll be happy to hop on the phone or answer your question personally. The thing is, we're trying to keep two channels separate, right? So the commissions, I would say, are very competitive for what you might be used to working in alternative financing as a broker. And as to percentage or adding in points, how does the commission work for wholesale okay, sorry, Scott, I misunderstood your question. I think the question is, what's the split maybe between commissions that we offer versus the broker adding in points? I guess if that's the question, my answer is the points that the broker includes for themselves is the commission. And brokers are allowed to include up to 10 points commission. And it's up to you to add in the commission that you think you can charge, right? And that helps. And by the way, IOU will reduce its pricing by, Lori, is it up to 4 points, right? If the broker is willing to reduce their commission by up to 6 points. Is that correct?
Yeah, I think 6-3. It's like a 2-1 split. We come down 2 and IOU will drop 1 point.
Correct. So you can really bring the price down if you need to, and we'll work with you on that to get the deal done. And yes, Scott, that is buried in the pricing. It has to be disclosed, I think, in certain jurisdictions, right, Lori? The broker commission, but generally speaking, unless we're obliged to disclose it, no, of course not. It's not. It's buried in the pricing, so to speak.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
that's pretty standard, Scott. But I would love to. Scott's had a few good questions, so Scott, by all means, please write to me at partnerships at IOU Financial or Carl at IOUFinancial.com, and we can chat.
okay. Give it just a minute, see if anybody has any other questions before we wrap up.
Hey, Monica, just while we're waiting, if you don't mind, I'll just add a shameless plug here.
Sure.
At your conference in September, I'm really looking forward to presenting at the luncheon, right? So IOU is going to be sponsoring the lunch, and Monica's carved out a little bit of time for me to present to the group. And for those of you that were here today, I'd encourage you to be there because it's not going to be the same presentation. During the lunch at the conference, I'm going to be sharing the results of a survey that we did of about 300 small business owners earlier this year. And we asked them, these are small business owners that got funded by IOU, and we asked them about their experience shopping the alternative financing world. And there are some very insightful, and I would say even some shocking findings that I want to share with you, which illustrate the importance of putting the customer first, which illustrate the importance of establishing trust and transparency, because what some of the small business owners go through when they're shopping the alternative financing world might shock you. And so I think it speaks to the importance of having good partners and putting the customer first. But that's just a little taste of what we're going to be sharing with you at the conference.
Great. We look forward to it. I don't see any other questions. So with that, we will wrap things up. I want to say a big thanks to all our participants and especially our valued funding source member and gold sponsor, IOU Financial. Great job, Carl and Lori. Thank you so much. And we look forward to having everybody meet with IOU Financial in person at the Commercial Financing Expo coming up this September, the 10th through the 12th in Austin, Texas. Thanks again and have a wonderful day.
Thank you.
Thanks, Monica.